What questions, comments, thoughts? Admit. What's going on in your world?
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Silka.
How are you this morning?
Outstanding.
What's going on in your world?
Um, Today is Thursday. Um, have some things to get ready for the weekend so we can swap out some sheep. So that'll be fun.
Swap out sheep.
Lots of lots of
What
leaves falling, picking up the leaves to make dirt. So lots of
what's swapping out sheep?
swapping out a ewe, one of our ewes, with another Shetland farm so that we can have more ewes that um, Gizmo can breed because he can't breed his daughters.
No, is that not allowed
Nope.
in animal world?
Nope.
Hmm.
Chad Williams, is that the Chad Williams? No. Chadillac. Oh, Chadillac. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Chadillac. There's a talk about an OG from way back.
I know him.
Oh yeah, Chadillac is awesome. I don't know
He-
many people who don't know Chadillac.
I met him in Orlando a couple of years ago at one of Ray Higdon's events.
Yep.
He's a very good friend of Tom Chenault's. Yes.
Introduced him to Tom Chanel.
No, he didn't say. No, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
That is very funny. I think he lives on a farm as well.
He does. Yeah, he and I met in Texas. We actually we met in Dallas. He came to an event. But yeah, good guy. Great.
Small world. A very small world.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I do have a question. How am I going to put it? Yes, I'm trying to figure
Okay,
out how to best word it.
And Chadillac, while Silka is coming up with her amazing question, what we're due on the calls right now for the next couple of weeks is answer any questions you have that'll help you grow your business, build your business. And so if you got something, you can type it in the chat there on YouTube. Love you, brother. Can't wait to see you soon, one day soon. Shake that big meat hook of a hand of yours. Give you a big hug.
Funny. Yes, I feel stuck this morning. Why? I had a great day yesterday.
That's why. I was just going to say, did you have a good day yesterday? The reason we feel stuck is that we've got to maintain our story, Silka.
Well, not stuck, but I mean, like literally, I feel unsettled. Maybe that's more.
Perfect. That's it. Because yesterday you weren't unsettled, right?
No.
No, you were having great. You were working and you were doing things. So overnight, because you probably didn't ask the question, what talent, skill, or resource do I need to continue this growth? The universe, your old story showed back up and said, we've got to figure out a way to keep, because you're changing your identity. You had a good day. To have 2 good days in a row is almost unheard of. So you wind up with this ick, this I can't explain it.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
How did you know you're not even in my skin?
Nope. It's this.
That's how I woke up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's how you went to sleep. It's what you gave up. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, when we go to sleep at night, our brain still works. It still performs, it still beats our heart and breathes our breathing and does our respiratory and does our nutrition exchange and all of the blood and the clarifying and the blah, 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 and the detoxing or whatever it does. It also, the subconscious never sleeps. So you had a good day. And your subconscious, your programming says, if we have 2 days in a row, people are going to start to worry and they're going to start asking us, what are you doing? And I'm going to not really have an answer. And I'm going to say, I feel good. I feel great, blah, blah, blah. And they're being like, oh, aren't you special? Or whatever the story is, whatever. And it could be from childhood. It could be from one conversation that happened 20 years ago. is enough to force you to wake up to ick. If you don't guide you, if you don't control this. And because you probably didn't say your goals this morning, say your dreams, wake up in a state of bliss and gratitude. You woke up and you started doing what it is that you do that makes Silka Silka, so Silka can know who Silka is in the morning. And I say that everybody wakes up in a pattern to remember who they are. You don't do it consciously. Oh my gosh, where am I at? There's times where you've traveled and you've woke up and you're like, oh my God, where am I? Oh, that's right, I'm on a trip. And some people go, that's kind of crazy. No, it's not. But if you travel a lot, I used to travel a lot. Sometimes I would make a phone call because I would call my secretary and I'd say, where am I? She says, you're not serious, are you? After I did it a couple of dozen times, she's like, you're just weird. I go, I really don't know where I'm. I know I'm in one of the islands because I know I can recognize the hotel. I know I'm in a recognizable hotel. But before I get up and go out, where am I at? And she'd say, you're in St. Thomas, or you're in St. Croix, or you're in Antigua. So my point is that if you don't set the stage for the moment you come to consciousness, you're going to get lost. You're going to get lost. You're going to go back into where you were. You're going to go back into a pattern. And if you went to bed mad, you'll wake up madder. I know it's not a word, but that's what happens. So right now you have a choice. Right now you have a choice. You got to move your body, move your shoulders. If you're still laying in bed, move your feet, get some blood flowing, because that activates a different level of physiology in the body. So if you begin to move your body says, okay, wait a minute. This isn't sad. People don't do that. For icky people don't move their body. You have to begin at the fundamental. You have to begin at the foundational point. Begin to move your body. Begin to move your body, and then remind yourself what good things happened yesterday. What good things happened yesterday? I talked to somebody and it was a good conversation. You got to remember. So what you have to do is you got to go to your evidence file. And your evidence file was that you had a good day yesterday. Remember that.
Yes. Okay.
So that's how you get out of the ick. It takes physiology. It takes movement. It takes go find Lola Bean if she's around and give her a hug. It's literally, we have to do things that are not on our schedule, that are not in our routine, that are not our habitual habits. Because as soon as we do that, the body says, oh, wait a minute, this isn't okay. So this is different, because the body looks for two things. Will this kill me, or how fast could I recognize a pattern? And if you break the pattern starting right now, are you still laying down, or are you sitting up?
No, I'm still in my bed, but now since you told me to move my body, I did. I'm
okay, great.
So my legs, and I'm sitting up, and I'm moving around.
Now, when you get up, when you decide to get up from your bed, just do a 360, meaning just turn in a circle right where you're at, and you're going, that's just crazy. It's not crazy, because that's your old story going, we don't do that at this time in the morning, at 4:30 and 4:15 in the morning. We don't do that. You have to do the things where your brain is, where your brain is going to say, this isn't our pattern, right? Brush your teeth with, try to, when you put toothpaste on your toothbrush, instead of going this way, try to go this way, try to go around the toothbrush and put it on this way. You'd be like, that's just weird. You need weird. You need weird, because your body is trying to get you back. Your every 30 trillion of the cells is trying to get you back into the pattern of, ugh. And the reason you feel, is because you weren't that. What you'll find out is that you wake up most days in that, and you aren't even aware of it. Most people wake up in the ick, and they spend the whole rest of their life in ick.
No, that's bad.
Right. And so now you woke up and realized that there's a level of ick that's already been, you've already lived this ick. This is not a new ick. This is an ick you've lived. What happened is that you shifted it enough to anticipate waking up in a good mood. And you've slowly, incrementally over the last week or so, woke up in a better mood, a little better mood, a little better mood, a little better mood, until you reached a breaking point where ick had to show back up. And your old body went, your cells went, this isn't who we are. This isn't the story we've told ourselves for the last decade. This isn't who we are that we've told ourselves for the last month. whatever it is. So you wake up, you go whoop, boom, and drop off the cliff. And it's called ick. So now you move your body and you wake up and you go, you write, maybe you text a note to somebody on the other side of the world so that you're not waking them up or whatever. And just say thank you. Or text them and wake their butt up. I don't care if their phone is on. Shame for them to have their phone on. If they get woken up by a text from you, not a bad thing.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
I already feel better. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, and it's those are that is right. This phenomenon that you just experienced, Silke, where you were ick and like, how do you know? It's not because I have this genius of a mind. It's I have a great memory that is everybody wakes up in ick. 90% of the population wake up in ick. Can you imagine that?
No, that's wow. That's
90%. Well, you look at success rates. 90% of people really, 80% definitely don't like their job. And people have more ick on Monday than they do on Thursday. Because what's tomorrow? Friday. I get to go for the weekend. So understand that because what you just experienced this morning, there's a better than average chance you're about to have a dialogue with somebody today who woke up in ick. And because of your personality and your desire and your business that you're in and the things that you do and the way that you present yourself, most people don't ever think you wake up in ick.
Right.
They think you're better than average. So they already pinned you in a place where they can never be like you. You're blonde, you're German, you're an attorney, you're smart, you got all these things, you know all these people. I'll never be like her. So what happens is at some point in this cosmic world of connection, you don't want to excel beyond those that are around you. So you wake up some mornings in ick so that you can be more like them. Not by choice, by design. You don't choose to be an ick because you had this awareness. If you didn't have the awareness, then it's a choice. You didn't choose ick this morning. It showed up so that you could maintain your status quo with everyone around you. This is a turning point. Oh, well, it was like 5 minutes. It was like, well, and then I talked and it got, that's how subtle average is. Subtle average doesn't show up and say, today we're going to be average. No, it gives you ick that you're like, I don't understand. Where'd this come from? It came from us.
Yeah, and I haven't felt that way in a very long time. So that's why I was like, what the hell? Where did this just come from?
Mm-hmm. So all that good news is there's a chance when you have a conversation with somebody, if you'd say, hey, listen, I don't know about you, but this morning I woke up and I was not me. I was just, I don't know what it was. Success didn't excite me. Creating more income didn't excite. I just wasn't excited. And then I realized that's the story I'm telling myself. You'll be amazed at what people will say. Well, how'd you do that? That's how I wake up every morning, frustrated, aggravated, agitated, this, that, or the other. So I would review from the moment you woke up, from the moment you gained consciousness to how ick showed up. Because it could have happened very fast. It could have happened in the first minute of unawareness. And it could have been as soon as you came into consciousness, you started playing the video out loud. You started playing the audio out loud in your thoughts and in your energies and in the things that you did that got you to ick. Because you weren't sleeping in ick.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Right. Well, I'm just letting you know. It's when we look at the things, if there's something you do on a regular basis, if you know where to reach for your phone, or you know where to turn on the light, or you know what your pillow feels like, your brain, when we meet somebody, goes through 105 decisions in 5 seconds. When you wake up, your brain goes through easily a couple of 100 decisions in the first 3 or 4 seconds of you waking up. What's your temperature? what does my body feel like? Do I have a cramp somewhere? Is something is one of my have you ever slept on the bed and had your arm out over the bed and it hyperextended and you like couldn't move it in the morning? You're like, oh my God, how did that happen? Oh, my arm is so sore. You slept on it, right?
Yeah.
So your body goes into awake mode. It goes off a sleep mode, turns on awake mode. And in the first 5-10 seconds, you go through hundreds of decisions to determine, am I safe? Am I comfortable? Right? Through all of your senses. Do I taste something? Right? If for those of you that have ever smoking average cigars, you wake up in the morning, it's like, even after you brush your teeth and everything else, there's just this it's like this yucky taste in your mouth after you smoke a bad cigar. You go through all of these things. Did I drink? Was I, oh, my mouth is dry, my mouth is wet, blah, blah, blah. All of these things before you even make the first flinch of your body. And part of that is, what kind of a day am I going to have? And if you don't decide it from the moment you come to consciousness, it'll decide for you. And Paul Harvey, welcome to the rest of the story.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are welcome, welcome, welcome. And guess what? You get to do this again tomorrow morning, meaning ask the question. As soon as you come to consciousness, I have it as a race. There's moments where you come out of unconsciousness into that in-between state, right? That's where you kind of have access to the universal source easily and effortlessly. And then you become conscious, where you kind of that window closes on how much access you have to the universal source until you go back into meditation. So I make it a game. I send myself notes that as I'm coming out of the unconscious, when I come out of my deep sleep, slow wave sleep, when I come out of that, I have notes and conversations that I have prepared so that when I come out of that deep slow wave sleep, that deep sleep, that reparative sleep, restorative sleep, I start to have a dialogue so my brain doesn't go off and dream crazy dreams. Now, sometimes it does, but more often than not, I have these dialogues and conversations that allow me to have deja vu. I wake up and I'll write down something and I'll go, did you send me that? Did you send me that message last night? And then sure enough, I'll hear it. So the faster you can get, and this is proven in psychology, the faster you can get into decision-making, high-level decision-making modes, could be as simple as, what route am I going to take to work today? What clothes am I going to put on today? What high-level meeting do I have today? As soon as you put your mind into awareness mode, it takes away all of this subconscious, this leaf in the wind kind of process that our body takes in, which causes us to stay in habit. The faster you can break habits, the faster you can adjust and tweak habits, the faster you can break free out of your commitment to your old story. Because that's what it is. It's a commitment to your old story. You've got to divorce your old story every morning.
Wow. Wow. That's definitely, I will keep that in mind. Thank you
I
so
love it.
much.
Have a great morning. Thank you, Silka.
Thank you. Love you too.
Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions? How can I help you grow your business?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Michael.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. I gotta get something off my chest.
Get
so
it
that
off.
It can help. Okay. So I'm having an internal conflict, right?
Yep.
I working for Grant Cardone, obviously I'm selling his mentorship and then I'm reaching out to you for help with mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's obviously you've been with me for the last 6 years now. You've helped me so much, and there's so much that I love about you, and there's a lot that I love about Grant.
Sure.
And there's some things that you both don't exactly agree upon, right?
Right.
So my thing is, right, it's just I'm battling this conflict like in me during the workday, and my
Yep.
manager saw it. So I told him how I invested into mentorship with you.
Yep.
And he's just told me, the story about serving two masters at once, right?
Right.
So he said, to obviously have a conversation with you, and he cares about just me doing well, but
Right.
basically I just wanted to get this off my chest that I just feel like whether I should just go all in on what Grant's teaching and just, make that my entire consciousness, or do mentorship with you, and it's just like this internal conflict that I have. So
Okay.
I just had to say that. And if you got any
First of
thoughts.
all, I wouldn't have had the conversation with you about two masters. There's only one master, and that's you. So when somebody tells me now, because I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing, I'm looking to help you to do what you do. So that's not, we're not looking to shift what it is you're trying to succeed at, your income stream, right?
Mhm.
Two masters would be trying to do that and network marketing. That's two masters.
Yeah.
Your one master is providing value to your income stream, right? That'd be the first thing I'd say. That's the first thing that's wildly different, is that you having a mentor doesn't make your mentor master. No mentor ever wants to be master. So there's a clue there. Secondly, are you saying that you're only going to have success on Wednesdays and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are not days that you should have fun in?
What do you mean when you say that?
Exactly. So here's what I mean. There's nuggets that I give you that work for you. There's nuggets that Grant gives you that I could never give you that work for you. Why not just use the nuggets? Why does it have to be an all or nothing? Why not figure out the blend that works for Michael? Words do not teach, brother. What Grant is teaching you doesn't teach you anything. What I teach you doesn't teach you anything. It's what you do with it. So it's not two masters. You've got to decide Michael Music is the one who's in charge. It's kind of like, why do you think there's so many chapters in the book? Why do you think there's so many chapters in the Bible? Why do you think some people like Job over Matthew? Because it speaks to them. It's still the Bible. Why are they letting Matthew, Luke, and John be the master over them? They're not. That's just what resonates with them. Why do you think Grant Cardone has more than one product?
Yeah, because things resonate with different people.
Why does he have more than one product? So he can get to more people.
Yeah.
So isn't there a conflict right there? If we're supposed to find the master, then we should only have one product. We got multiple products because some people are going to like this and some people are going to like that. So my point is that don't allow yourself conflict, because that doesn't matter, because you'll be in conflict with what Grant teaches, between conflict with what Grant teaches and what you believe, what your dad tells you.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, this mentors. The thing is that you now have a easy way to not take control of you, to say that you have conflict. My suggestion would be, is decide what you want. Set a goal. What's the goal? I don't care what goal you pick a goal. And then find out who can help you, what helps you become the person to make that goal happen. You're going to pick up stuff from Grant. There's some stuff that Grant does that you're not in agreement with. There's a lot of stuff that Grant does that you're in agreement with. There's stuff I do that you love. There's stuff I do that you don't love. There's stuff that just trying to that Tony Robbins does that you love, that Dean Graziosi does, that Napoleon Hill does, that Earl Nightingale does, that Wallace D. Wattles does. This is what's great about the technology of the internet, is that we have a buffet of success. The challenge is that if we blame their system, their strategy for not working, no strategy is going to work. Strategy is just strategy. It's an action. Potential, action, results, belief. So because you're struggling with this belief in Michael, well, I'm listening to Grant and I'm listening to this guy. me, I have a belief problem. Belief problem ain't in what I do and ain't in what Grant does. Belief problem is in what you do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never do it like I do it. You'll never do it like Grant does it. You got to do it like Michael does it. It doesn't matter what you pick or who you pick. You could go pick Sadhguru right now and go find a way to just absolutely be listening to that. There's these nuggets, right? Choose joy or choose misery. I wouldn't choose misery anymore. I'd choose joy. Don't feel like you're letting Grant down. Don't feel like you're letting me down. Pick Michael up. Don't want to talk to me ever again? Okay, fine. No hard feelings. I was here before you start, and I'll be here after you go. Now, you hang out and you want to go on the journey. Can I help you on the journey? Absolutely. But I'm indifferent to it. I don't know why you're struggling with it. You're struggling with it because part of your identity is I've got to make sure people around me feel good and like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you no matter what. I loved you when you weren't here. I loved you when you are here. I love you when you were not mentoring. I love you when you are mentoring. My relationship with you hasn't changed. It's when you're ready, when you want to show up, let's hit the road. But I'm not going to drag you across the finish line. Grant's not going to drag you across. The good news is that Grant's got a little more control over you because that's where your income comes from. Go do that. I don't know how you're not all in on it already. You've been doing it for 9 months now, 10 months. You're all in on whatever Grant says. So the result that you're getting is you've got to look at sales as sales, transference of enthusiasm. Keep the picture big. Doesn't matter who does it. You've got to transfer enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is God within. We've got to awaken the God within. I awaken the God within people differently than he does. It's why we're different people. All right. So all that to say, don't decide which master you got to follow. Decide when you are going to master Michael. When any of you, this is for everybody. This is probably one of the most profound conversations any of you could be a fly on the wall for. All of those moments where you go, oh, man, I wish I was there when, how did he make it happen? This is a moment where Michael gets to make it happen, where he gets to say, I'm going to be my master. I'm going to use these tools. That's all Grant is a tool. That's all your manager is a tool. They recognize that your tool, this tool called Michael, you're a tool to them. Listen, if you stop performing, do they put you in a rehab center and take you and put you on paid leave for 6 months while you figure yourself out? No, they fire you. So you're not that important to them. You're only important if you're producing the results. Now, they like you, they love you, but they don't really care that much about you. What I mean by that is if there's a certain point where they say enough is enough, you've got to produce.
Yeah.
And Michael has to produce Michael. Don't produce Grant. Don't produce Sean. Don't produce your manager. Don't produce whatever the tools or the trainings are. Go be Michael. Right? So all of this action, all of this activity, all of these things that you do, it's a Wallace D. Wattles moment. It's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. And that's the little nugget that's missing. That's the, as close as your skin awareness that needs a decision. Well, what is it? It's the feeling. It's truly the feeling. It's truly allowing. The only way I can say it is are you ready for the love? And it's got to be you loving the one in the mirror, period. And you'll get to a point to where if you do the exercise, sitting in front of the mirror, I love you. I love you. It could be 2 minutes in, it could be 2 hours in. There's going to be a moment where you break. And in that moment, life changes forever because you truly learn to love you. There is a there's a big dark secret in your world that you're afraid you don't want nobody to know about. I don't know what it is. You haven't told me. So if somebody's going, oh, he knows about a secret, we all got it. We all got it. I don't care how good your life was. We all got it. There's a secret that's big to us.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you it in private. I just can't say it on a group call.
No. I get it. But that's the thing that's holding you back, brother. And I don't care how much training, right? Because that's everything that you do, me or Grant, is getting stacked on top of that, stacked on top of that, stacked on top of that. And that thing is, it's going to break. And you either the one that swings a hammer at it or all of this happens. Imagine you're in a how many story building?
8.
8 stories.
Right now.
Is there a parking garage underground or no?
No, it's on the floor.
Okay, so it's ground floor because it's Florida. I thought so. So imagine if the parking garage collapsed. Would the building would it affect the other 7 floors of the building?
No.
It wouldn't?
Well, the parking garage, it's not under us. Like,
Okay,
it's just
so-
a parking lot.
So the lobby. Imagine the lobby collapses.
Yeah,
What would happen to the other floors of the building?
they would fall.
So people build these 100-story skyscrapers, right? Actors typically have that. They'll build these 100-story skyscrapers of personalities and everything else. And then they have this divorce and they turn into this nut job. It's just one little thing. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And right now, that thing is not being controlled by you, and it's being controlled by all of this pressure, right? Moving to Miami, doing this, doing that, doing this, sales, big sales, no sales, big, and it's just sitting there. And there's going to be a place where it breaks. Oh, and it's going to have to break because that's your identity. This is for everybody. There's the story that you tell that you're like, I don't want nobody to know nothing about this. And it'll come out, and then you'll have no control over it. And then the story gets told wildly. And then you wind up going through these levels of depression until you realize that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter.
It is funny you say that. So I'm not going to say exactly what I did, but I did a life repair course where I had to literally sit in a room with someone,
Yep.
like the auditor.
Yep.
And we had to confront all my darkest skeletons, stuff that I don't even say to you.
Right.
Like I just said it to her. Right. Every single thing that had like a negative charge to it.
Yep.
I just said it. And so there's some deeper work I got to do there's still more skeletons in that closet, but that's what I did. Literally Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I took off Monday and Tuesday, and work let me do it because they all did it before this thing, and that's all I did for the past 3 days was speak about my darkest skeletons that I never wanted anyone to know about.
Yep. And did you die?
No, I ended up laughing about them after I said it out loud.
Did the person you told them to laugh at you?
No, we were laughing together.
Right, laughing together.
Not laughing at me.
Did they do anything to get you to laugh at you? Or did an awareness come that you...
No, you got to a point where you just became aware, and then all of a sudden you start just giggling at yourself, right?
Yep. So that's the one that needs to be in charge, the one who giggled.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one who giggled wasn't there when you said the first one or the second one or the 50th one. It was when those things... Here's what happens in an argument. Because that's what you're in, is this argument. What happens in an argument is if you keep interrupting the person who's arguing with you, they're going to have a chance to breathe. And that gives them a chance to come up with more ideas. It's why I'll have a dialogue with objections with somebody and say, so what else is keeping you from getting started? Well, no, that's it. I don't think so. What else? What else is keeping you from taking yourself to the next level? No, that's it. Okay. Unless you come up with another thing, we're not moving forward. We always play to the edge because we're afraid to take the jump. Even what you did with this person for over the last 3 days, there's still a couple more things that didn't come out.
Yeah, there's a lot more things.
Oh, really? Shocking. Huh. So my
Yeah.
point is that that's what's keeping you from being Michael Master. It doesn't matter me or Grant or Napoleon Hill or Think and Grow Rich. Doesn't matter. None of that. Those are just excuses. Those are things to point a finger at. Well, I'm doing Grant and I'm doing Sean. Well, who's this Sean guy? I mean, why not be all in on Grant? You are all in on Grant. Why can't you be all in on Grant and all in on Sean? Because then it's all Michael. Why do you have to serve a master? I never said I'm your master. But you see how people position it?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you fell in love with somebody. I mean, literally fell in love and you got married and you were going to have kids. You shouldn't pay attention to your bride? Is that what they're saying?
No, you should. You should.
Then now you're serving the master of masters, and the hell with Grant and Sean. Or do you take the nuggets? You're going to feed your kid only one thing? Or are you going to give them a variety of things so that they can have a balanced nutritional life? That's all this is. What really pisses me off is when somebody says, well, you can't serve two masters. No, you're not serving a master. And if they're positioning either one of us as a master, I got problems with them. That's taking control of somebody. That's not good language.
Maybe, I mean,
oh, I get it. I understand what they meant, but no, don't try to make it softer for them, and don't try to change the way you heard it, because that's what you hear. You're trying to make me feel comfortable. I don't want you to make me feel comfortable. I want you to get so effing uncomfortable that you finally decide you're going to take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got to decide where you're going to go do that. Because you got to do that like now, like soon, like in the next 72 hours. Because otherwise, what you just went through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or whenever it was, is already getting covered over. It's already starting to be hidden. And it's easy when you didn't reveal all the rest of it. You're at the beach. A lot of times people say, go write your problems in the sand, and then write them at the edge of the ocean, do it at low tide, and then let high tide come in and see how long the sand keeps your message. Or write it down and burn it. You've got to get it out.
Mm-hmm. I can write it down and burn it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you've got to, but see, what happens is then nobody knows. It's a secret. There's a thing with you with secrets. There's a big thing with you in secrets. And even if you write it down and burn it, it's still a secret. Because it's the vulnerability of somebody actually knowing any of this. What does it matter? Here's my question. If somebody loves you now and they hear about this, how could they not love you still? Who determines that you're going to lose the love?
And God determined.
Yeah. Listen, all they're doing is seeing chapters 5 through 7 that they've never read before. Like, oh my God, I didn't know that was in the book. You're an odd duck. I know now why you're not duck, and I love you more. And if they don't love you, fine with it.
Mm.
Your vibe creates your tribe. And right now you have this vibe of, lack of a better word, insecurity. And so the only vibe that you can put out is insecurity, which is why customers are curious why it's not easier to buy from you.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday there was probably, I think, 3 different sales cycles where I think I was the one that stopped the sale.
And that's because you triggered all of this, because not that it's a bad thing. This is where I get so frustrated, Michael. In the people that go to serve others, they don't create the expectation of what the hell is supposed to happen. Oh, that's good. We got all the dirt out. And they probably know there's more, but we got out a bunch of it. But you so much so that you started even laughing about it. For whatever reason, they choose not to follow the rules of psychology, saying that when you have a great day, when you have this awakening, when you created this void, all of the stuff that was in negative land, you exposed it to the light. and a lot of it vanished like vampires in the sunlight. They just turned into ash, and it became very little in space in your body. Well, it has to get filled up. So what happens? So what profession are you in, sir? I'm in sales, where you're about to piss off some sales. You're about to just throw some sales right under the bus. So well, why is that? Because you need to fill that void. So if that's the case, you have to pay attention to every bit of energy, every bit of frequency. You knew the sale was slipping away before the sale started to slip away. There was a frequency, there was a vibration, and you weren't allowed to address it in your own body. Well, what would I have done? Stop, taken a break, taken a drink of water, cleared something, asked a question. No, I got to keep going. It's just close. I'm here. I'm there. I'm right there at the edge. Not if you feel that feeling. You've got to pay attention to those feelings, to that subconscious, to that energetic feeling that's running through you, because it'll show up. It needs
I feel
you
it.
to fail. It needs you to fail.
I know when it shows up.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do about
what's the new story? So what's the new story when it shows up? What do you say to it? What do you call it? Give it a name. Does it have a name?
No, I
name it. You don't have to say the name out loud. Just name the damn thing.
Okay, we'll call it Shrug.
Okay, so Shrug. When Shrug shows up, what do you tell Shrug? Well, if Shrug, imagine Shrug knocks on your door right now. Dude, give me $10. Every morning you come here and ask me for $10. You're just, listen, Shrug, get the hell out. I don't have time for you today. Now imagine if Shrug is there saying, listen, you need, how much commission do you think walked away yesterday? Didn't get into your pocket? What number?
Let's say $1,000.
Shrug cost you $1,000 today. You know what Shrug's going to cost you tomorrow and today? Another $1,000. You're paying Shrug $1,000 a day. Shouldn't you be making $300K a year here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shrug's costing you $1,000 a day. How long do you want to keep talking to Shrug? How long do you want to keep buying Shrug's coffees for $1,000? Do you feel the difference now just asking that question?
Yeah, I feel the difference.
So now you got to ask yourself, in however long we've been talking, 20 minutes? Did Grant get you that, or did I get you that? I'm not asking it for any other reason than it wasn't about me. It was about you getting Shrugged the hell out of here. But see, they won't have those conversations. They want you in strategy. I want you in state. I don't give a shit where you do it or who you do it with. For 6 years, I've been teaching you state. It came now to that Shrug is the one that you wanted. You now got it. You own it. You own Shrug, and you own when he shows up and when he goes away. There's a $300,000 decision right there. Now, come tomorrow, you'll be like, yeah, but Grant says this and Tony says that and Dean says this. I don't give a shit what anybody says. What does Michael say? When is Michael going to get mad enough you're going to have to be seen. The whole thing is, Michael, is, are you ready for the love? And you got to make a decision. We've had this conversation publicly, privately, on the moon, not on the moon, in the field, not in the field. This is the thing I ask everybody. Are you ready for the love? And when that question gets answered, buckle up, Buttercup, because you got all the skills and talents that when you allow love to flow into you, the reason that this thing you did this past weekend was phenomenal is that you now feel that you're more lovable. But those last few, those are like porcupines. Go hug a porcupine.
What do you mean the last few?
The last few that you didn't tell anybody yet?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's still more to it. I got one more Saturday, so I just got to say it. Get it out.
And so when you say it, the thing is that you've got to let it go. You can't take it back.
Yeah.
Some of the ones you already said this past weekend when you giggled, you took them back. You got to be mad as hell about it. I can't. Whoever programmed me with those, I no longer accept that programming. Because you were not born with those. Would you agree you weren't born with those?
No. I mean, there's the secrets, or like those things.
The things that happen to you. Those were brought to you by your environment or the people around you. Yes.
Yeah, the things that happen to me. Yeah.
Yeah, but it happened to you. You weren't born with it and then needed to find a place in the universe to make. Oh, yeah, this is exactly why I agree with this situation. All of this happened to you through environment and through other people. And this is shame.
Yeah.
It's so strong that the shame, you do everything you can to you're trying to keep 65 beach balls behind you without anybody seeing them. And you don't even get to be in the present in the conversation because you're trying to manage all of these beach balls behind you. And it's tough. It's juggling. You're juggling all these fears so this next Saturday, I'd show up. I'm just listening to what I'm hearing. I'm being yelled at by about 70 different things in your head. What if you showed up with absolute confidence to this meeting this next Saturday? Not afraid of what it's going to go, not afraid that I got to let go of these last few things. You got to, between now and Saturday, what's the thing under these things? What's the thing that is now going to grow once this space is available? Because you can still mention all those things. You've got to mention it from a place of absolute love. These things have made you. These things have brought you to this moment. These things have brought you. You're how old? 28?
25.
25.
26 in a month.
These things have brought you to the age of 26. Do you know how? I want you to sit with this for just a second. Imagine you're now 62 and you and I are having this conversation. How pissed off would you be that you just 40 years slipped away from you? You'd be excited going, oh my gosh, I can do more now with my 62 years of awareness and experience. Man, I could have done this when I was 26.
Yeah, if I just let it go right now versus leave.
And that's all I'm ever asking. That's all I can ask anybody to do is I'm not going to fix the broken you. I'm not going to give you duct tape. I did that for decades. Give people duct tape and super glue and everything else. Man, the train wrecks that would happen. So about 4 decades ago, I said, I'm going to be the steel you bump up against to undo what it is you do. Listen, I got all the skills and the talents and the secrets, and I can get you to 400K. I get you to 100K next month. In December, we could do 100K in sales. It's all about understanding humanity. It's all about, but you would feel so hollow. You would do something horrible to yourself. How do I know? Because in 3 different countries it happened. Horrible.
What do you mean?
You would find a way, because you would excel so far and you would get so much recognition, you would get so much love, and everybody would be, they'd be throwing parties for you. You went from 0 to hero. You did 100K in December. Nobody does 100K in December. You'd wind up having to break that story so that nobody ever told it again. That's not fair to you. This is truly, you've got to decide when enough is enough. When your desire takes over. Right now, I would say the majority of the people on this call don't have desire. They got want. Want and desire are not the same thing. I want more. When you have desire, want's no longer a conversation. Want is what the universe brings you. The universe is bringing you wanting to succeed. When you have a desire to succeed, the universe is, we need to change the recipe that we deliver out to Michael, the recipe we deliver out to Roz, the recipe we deliver out to Jane. It's just lack of desire. Well, I have desire. No, you don't. But what does it mean to have desire? Be ready for the love. You've got, when you love something, what do you love? Do you love waking up feeling like this? Then you don't have desire, because desire makes you jump out of bed. We hear that all the time. Your goals make you jump out of bed. It's desire. It's the love for it. It's the love for who you're becoming. You have grown so much, Michael. I am so proud to see what you've done from December of last year to now. I've got an interview. I remember the conversation. I've got an interview to go to. Hey, my Miami thing might be happening, and it did. You've grown 1,000%. You've now hit your wall. And listen, telling your secrets doesn't get you through the wall. It doesn't. Not telling all of your secrets doesn't get you through the wall, doesn't keep you in the wall. It's an awareness of a vibration and a frequency that you are holding on to. We think when we tell our secrets that frees us. Only if we let it free us. And the challenge is that it frees us just long enough to be stepping outside, to realize we're in the cold, to realize we're in uncertainty. So now the question is, what's going to replace this? The bunch of fears that you talked about that got you giggling, what replaced that? Well, I don't know. I'd know pretty damn quick. I'd have to figure that out pretty darn quick, because if I don't know what replaced it, it's got space to come back. It's only vibration. Everything you said was vibration, and it's now heading out into the universe. Yes, it was said quietly, and those who can pick up on the vibrations know what you said. What you said isn't, the fact that they didn't hear the words doesn't mean nobody doesn't know what the vibrations is. That's that, there's just something about them. That's what they pick up. So now there's this vulnerability. There's this vulnerability of, oh my God, I can't believe I said all that stuff. Oh my God, but this is supposed to be a safe place. Where you are right now has to be the safe place. Where you are right now has to be the safe place.
Question.
Was that?
Question, right? I mean, yes. I totally agree with your point. I released a lot of stuff, and there was space that opened up within me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know the answer. I'll just say it, right?
Sure.
It's just to write a story of what's going to fill that up now. Rewrite the story before any other bad, negative vibration takes up that open space.
I would start with, it's not necessarily the story, it's the vibration. What's the story that comes from the vibration I want? See, the challenge is that as an engineer, right, things have to support something. So we got to build it, and then we look at the structure and say, is that capable of supporting it? Whether it's electrical cable, whether it's physical structure, whether it's concrete thickness or concrete tensile strength. As an engineer, we've got to build it, and then we've got to build it to support the structure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if that makes sense, you're going to go build something to support what? This idea that you're going to build, what's it going to support?
I'm thinking it's going to support me, and it's going to support my new identity.
So how heavy is your new identity?
I mean, I know it should be light.
Is it heavy or light? When you're in this new identity, should you feel weight or should you feel freedom?
I should feel freedom.
So then how big of a structure do you really need for lightness, for freedom?
How big of a structure?
Yeah, you don't need one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, why do you have to go build something? This is how your mind works. This is how you're programmed. I got to go build this to protect this. Protect what? You're free. If you turn on the sun, if you light a match, if you turned off all the lights in your apartment and was able to black curtain everything, black drapes, everything, and you turn on and you light a match, couldn't you see in your room? As far as the match light would go, it's called candle feet. It's the rate of how far out can the candle go? How many feet does the candle go with its light? A match is about 1 candle foot. But you could see a foot a little bit around you, right?
Okay, say that one more time. I broke up a little bit.
So when you are, if you're in a dark room and you light a match, see around, you could move around the room without having to really bang into things, right? By one match. This is good stuff because the universe is breaking it up. I love it.
I can hear you still. I can hear you
Okay.
fine.
So now the challenge is that if you needed to light a match to brighten the car you're in, how big of a match would that be in order for you to be able to, for it to be more light than what's currently there? It'd have to be a big ass match,
It'd be
wouldn't it?
match.
Yeah, it'd have to be a flare. So
Okay.
here's the thing. You have tremendous awareness. You have tremendous awareness, tremendous skills you've improved. You have catapulted, you have exponentially grown in your capabilities and capacities. And yet somewhere down deep, dark inside are these things. It doesn't take a lot to bring them to light. What needs to come to light in the brightness of day is this love you have for who you're becoming. We all got our secrets. And even if you tell the secrets, there's going to be a few more that sit in the back and you will or won't tell them. And even telling them doesn't do anybody good. If telling your deepest, darkest secrets worked, why do people go back to drugs again? After they go through rehab and after they go through the pain and the suffering of the detoxing and the way their body feels, and blah, why would they ever do that again? Because it's an addiction. You're an addict. I'm an addict. You're an addict. And the only way addicts get helped is when they say, hi, everybody, I'm a failure addict. Hi, Sean. I've been a failure addict for 62 years. Every day I wake up and say, I want more. Every day I wake up to do more, to give more, to be more of me. I got to be more Sean before I can be more of a friend to Michael. So where you're at right now is you're in the beginning phases of you've got to be more for Michael. You're an amazing soul. You're doing things your friends don't understand. You're doing things your parents quite can't grasp. They understand. I mean, they understand sales. They understand this. You're living your dream. They worry about you. Do your parents worry about you in Miami?
Not that I know of. I'm sure maybe my mom does.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
I think,
do you talk to her every day?
I talk to her every week.
Every week. If you talk to her every day, would that be too much for her?
No, I think it would be a little too much for me.
Well, that's ready for the love. So, do you text her every day?
No.
Michael, you love your mom so much. You honor, and you got to start texting her every day.
Okay.
Love you. Thank you. That's it. Love you. Yeah. Thank you. I washed my underwear. Whatever it is, there's something funny that she knows that have you changed the sheets on your bed? Right. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But just how you need to have people in your life that love and respect you and honor you and are going to praise you and recognize you. You are in a tough, get your ass kicked world. Who's the ones patting you on the shoulder going, nice job, kiddo? You need those people in your life. And you need to know that they're there to give you a pat on the shoulder or a swift kick in the ass going, you could do more. Yeah, you're right. I get to do more. That's all it is right now. Did my mouse just die? Right now, you're in the need for recognition, yet you don't want anybody to recognize where you're at. It's predictable in sales. We all go through it. I've been training sales for 4 decades. We all go through it.
Okay, can you say that again? You're in need for recognition. You're in
need for recognition, and you don't have anybody around you who recognizes you for your growth. They're always saying there's more, there's more, there's more, there's more. And there is more. But every now and then, God dang it, somebody's got to go, hey, attaboy, nice job. Way to go, Skippy. What have you read the 4 love languages?
I thought it was 5 love languages.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I think I have, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what your love language is?
Um,
Words of affirmation or acts of service, physical touch?
I just thought it was all of them.
But there's a highest one. There's one that you speak most often. Mine is physical touch.
Yeah. I mean, it would either be words of affirmation or physical touch.
I think it's both of those, but it's probably words of affirmation first.
Yeah.
And you ain't getting that. You're not allowing yourself to get that because you're
Yeah.
too hard on yourself. Nice work. Ah, yeah, but I could do more. Well, I know you could do more. We could all do more, but accept the nice work.
Mhm.
So words of affirmation, right? That's when you do your videos when people are excited and everybody just had a big sale or you had a big sale and they're doing videos and they're doing the chant for you, right? That's a good moment. That feels good.
Yeah. You're right. I do live for the recognition, the words of affirmation.
So then I would figure out a way to feed that drug.
Okay.
Because you ain't getting it at work. You're not getting it at work enough to receive the ones at work to last. Here's the thing, the last recognition that you got, this is the first thing that I teach CEOs. I teach CEOs and CMOs, I teach the C-suite that every time you send a message to your field, usually it's network marketing owners. Every time you send a message to your field, it's got to last till the next message. Now, if you're going to do a daily thing, it doesn't have to be a real big message because they know they're going to get one tomorrow. Yet your conventions need to last to the next convention. Most people's conventions can't last even 90 days. What do you mean? Well, if you're having an event once a year, that event has to be so powerful that they talk about it for the next 360 days. Most people can't get them to talk about it for 30 days.
Mhm.
Do you know how fast, and this is about an event, do you know how fast we stop talking about people who die? Which is why every day we do Pura Vida, we do Lydia, and we do Jessie Lee Ward. Because I promise you, there are people who love her and loved her to death. They stopped saying her name a long time ago. So you got to ask yourself, are they lying that they loved her? Or are they embarrassed to speak about her? They'll only do it on her anniversary of her death. Oh, and most of them are doing it for clicks because Jesse's a popular person. So my point is that you need to find this place to go get filled up. Go get a fish. Get a fish, get a goldfish, go to the grocery store, go to the whatever, go to Walmart or wherever they got a little aquarium and go get a goldfish and start talking to
it. For real.
Something. You got to have something other than that place you come home to. Have you saged it yet? Has your neighbor come over and saged it yet? No.
I gotta get a priest.
Why? She came over and said it's bigger than that.
She said, yeah, you got to do it right and get a priest because otherwise you'll anger it.
So what you're telling me is that somebody who you have trust in, faith in, said that energy is bigger than sage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you wonder why you're shitting the bed. Not physically at that, but you wonder why you're having troubles at work. Because there's somebody wanting to be master in that room. Dude, I'd be making that phone call.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that right now.
Because that's what's knocking this energy out. You're better than this, Michael. And you and I both know it. But the fact that I brought it up and said, what's in that corner? Something's in there. And you're like, yeah, everything it's like woogity, woogity, woogity. And my friend said it's woogity, woogity, woogity. The hell you doing with woogity, woogity, woogity? You got to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the story. The story is, I feel like I'm embarrassed that I got this. I promise the person that you call will go, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. It's not uncommon for that to be in these buildings or whatever they're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
But that thing coats you up all night long, even though you're not in that room.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
even last night I can feel like the heebie-jeebies from it. Just
So either get it cleaned or figure out where to move to.
okay. Okay. No, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna call the priest.
Yep.
Because they gotta do it, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Good. Love it.
Thank you, Sean. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, brother.
I'm gonna watch this recording. This was super helpful.
Awesome. I love it.
All right. I
Talk
love
to
you guys.
soon. Bye for now. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time we had something like that, it was a 5-hour Zoom that we did. Little exorcism. Questions, comments, thoughts, takeaways.
I just want to say Big Mitch said hi, sends his regards at the lake. So
Love it.
it's a good day out there.
So I got a message from Mitch, or a message from Mitch, that said the project that he's working on is bigger than he thinks. I don't know what that means. It's a good thing, but there's something he's working on there's another layer to it that's about to break free. That's what I heard.
You didn't tell me he messaged you. I don't know.
No, he didn't message me. This is a message I got through him about something
okay.
he's working on.
Well, his life wish is for his music studio to kind of break through. And they were struggling for years because of band members and this and that, and then everybody's doing their own thing and so on. But his overall wish, I think, would be for the music studio to break through, I guess.
So there's something that it's so subtle. He's got to kind of take a breath and just become aware of it. That'll free up some things. That's what I just heard. I heard it earlier this morning, and then when you said that, it came back to me because I didn't know what the hell it meant when I heard it the first thing.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. Has some challenges across the board, but he's navigating
Are they really
through.
challenges? Are they really challenges? They're opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't call them what they're not. That's what average people call them. That's what coach conversation is. Challenges. Just saying. God dang it, Ebony! I can't even open my mouth anymore. No, because you're at a higher level where you gotta get paddled all the time with your language. You got to just pay attention to your language. I love it. I love that you came on to speak of good news about somebody else. That's powerful. How's your dad doing?
It's good stuff. Oh, he's doing good. He actually started messaging me more than usual. After the trip, he's like, "Hey, how are you doing? What's up?" I'm like, "Yo, what happened with this guy? Somebody kidnapped my dad."
Exactly. So that's his love language of trying to tell you thank you, I'm proud of you. I want to be more in your world. Because part of it is he wants to learn how were you able to do this when I wasn't able to do it? So the great news is he's gotten over the guilt that he couldn't do it. But the way he got over that was to say, 24 years ago, I made you. Okay, great. That's awesome. I love it.
You want to pat on the back?
It's right.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I love it.
He asked me about trading too. I was like, you know what? If you want me to teach you, I'll get you going. So yeah.
Yep. Love it. Congratulations. You've got to be ready for these stories. Because the story is, this is new. New is what's coming. So congratulations. I love it.
I love that as well. But we just had a conversation. There's a couple of people I haven't seen in a long time in the lake here. Because we usually come in different shifts, right? So they cover the first shift, I cover the second shift. But we met at a intersection, I guess now, and sat down together for about an hour or two. And this one guy that I met probably about a year ago, again through Mitch, because they walked the dogs together. This guy used to work in the Serbian Secret Service, and he's a funny guy. I mean, he has a deeper insight into things probably because of his profession.
Mm-hmm.
He's retired now because they retired at about the age of 50, maybe 55 max. here in Serbia when he worked for the force. So he's just chilling, just on his own, right, with the dogs and everything. He has 2 dogs. So they asked me, "Weren't you in the States just recently?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "How do you know that?" I'm just kidding. I said, "Yeah," and they started asking me how it was and so on. So I told them about the gun story, and I was fascinated with the fact that you can shoot guns in your own backyard in the States, apparently, or at least where you live.
Right.
So I told him the story, and he said to me, "You were with this gentleman that you mentioned the previous time. His name is Sean, right?" And I said, "Yeah." So they started questioning me about it. They're like, "What did you do? Did you guys like it? Or how was it over there?" And so on and so forth. So I told them all about the Rocky Creek Ranch and told them about the marina we went to and the guns and everything. And yeah, they were just like, "Okay, so you just live this different lifestyle compared to everybody else." And I said, "Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Serbia. Obviously, it's home, right? However, I prefer to be here as little as possible due to some outside factors. Let's put it that way." So yeah, I told them all about Arkansas and Little Rock and Shirley, Arkansas, and told them all about the estate and the ranch and everything. And they were pleased to hear it, and it's a good time up there. So yeah, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be able to tell these stories as we had a lot of fun. So yeah, that was really interesting. It was a real interesting conversation.
So just understanding how everything we do shows up in the universe. The fact that you were able to tell the story from a place of fun and intrigue, and they were curious about it, now increase the vibration of you being in the States, of you having fun in the States, because that's the only memory they have of the conversation. That's why every time we present, which means every time we walk down the road, anytime anybody meets us, anytime anybody encounters us, is a frequency or a vibration we put into the world that requires karma to bring it back into us. That's why when you ask the question, 7 levels deep, your conversation is about to go 7 levels deep. When that guy, the Secret Service guy, pets his dogs next, he pets them from a different state. And when his dogs come back to him, because dogs have a better understanding of frequency and vibration, because there's no words and we don't communicate in words to them, we communicate in vibration. The next people he walks around the lake with, the next time he has a conversation with Mitch and something happens that they talk about you, it's a good vibration that comes back out into the world from them. So anytime we complain or we bitch about something or we use language that is not language we would rather not have come back into our life, comes back to us from every conversation we've ever had. So I love that you kind of giggled and laughed about this, because that means that that's going to come back to you today, tomorrow, next week, next year, next decade. It is on its way back to you. Everything we send out comes back.
Well, I mean, this guy usually pushes the conversation towards the political side of things, as he was who he was, and he did what he did. You know what they say about those people? I mean, once you're in the service, you're in the service. Like,
yeah. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Yeah.
Yeah. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So this guy, he worked for the BIA. That's the Serbian Secret Service. And again, once in the service, always in the service, right? So he usually steered the conversation that way. And I said, well, you know what? One thing I learned in the States, and here's a lesson for you, for all of y'all. And he said, okay, go ahead. And I said, one thing I learned about the States and people in the States, because I've been in a bigger city, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Memphis, Little Rock, been to Texas, been to Atlanta, St. Louis, and stuff like that. So I told him, one thing I noticed that's particularly refreshing for me is that when you're in the States, it's a big deal for everybody. This is at least my impression. I mean, people who are American born and raised, obviously correct me if I'm wrong here. This was my impression so far, that wherever I went into the States, bigger city, smaller city, doesn't matter, countryside, doesn't matter. it's a big deal that you're in America. It's a big deal for you to be American in the first place. That's the impression I got, at least. And I told them that's the impression I got, that it's a huge deal to be in there and be American. And they, compared to some folks in Europe, like Serbs, French people, Germans, English people, Italian people, it's a big deal to be Italian and French and German and British and so on. However, they look at everybody else from this higher standpoint. For example, in Germany, when I was over there, if I talk to anybody and I tell them that I'm Serbian, they immediately, it's not really obvious, but you gotta like you get
Oh, it's
hints of it,
obvious.
that they start looking at you like you are this kind of lower, whatever, right? Not always, not with everybody, but you have encounters like that.
Sure.
And in France, Britain, and so on. And then in the States, whoever I had the conversation with, and I told them I was from Europe, they were looking at me like this alien just came down from planet X in a good way. They were so interested for me to tell them how is it in Europe and how do people live there and what's going on. And if I'm in the States for the first time, is it my first time? Is it my second time? What did I see in the States so far? How do I like the States so far? And so people were very open wherever I went in the States. And I told them, people over there just care about their life. They don't care about what Trump is doing or Biden or this and that or does. I mean, there's surely people like that,
Right. You didn't run into
but at least the people I've met so far, in my own experience so far, people don't give a rat's butt about. I mean, they just care about their own life. They care about their own housing, their own transportation, their own vacations, their own finances, their own thing. And at least the people I've met so far in the States, they were very gracious and very open to conversation. And I never felt as if someone was looking at me funny or talking to me funny or whatever, just because I'm from Europe. No, they actually thought it was a very big deal for me to come over there and see the whole thing and explore the Americas and whatnot. And I told them my impression of that was so refreshing and so nice that I just feel very welcome over there. Matter of fact, the CBP officer the previous time I came, when I was at the ranch with you, they said, welcome back. I mean, who even does that? When I was in Germany now at the airport, man, it was a shiitake show. What are you doing here? Why did you come here? How long are you staying? What's this and what's that? And I'm like, whoa, slow down there, cowboy. It's, and then everybody keeps looking at you funny and whatever. And then over there, I'm just so, you can ease into anything. Or at least that's my impression. So they were like, yeah, well, that's how they are over there. I said, were you ever there? They said no. And I said, you don't know how they are. They are very gracious, at least in my experience again so far. And just felt awesome. And then they started asking me about you and so on. So I told them a couple stories. And I think at least that they started seeing the picture I was painting in their mind regarding how stuff worked over there and so on and so forth. So it was a very, very nice, long, detailed conversation about it. And I want to thank you for allowing me to have that, as I spent most of my time in the States with you. So thank you for allowing me to do that. I told them about all of your CAA neighbors, Charlie, Joe, Maureen. I don't buy it. Whatever. They can tell me all about pottery. I don't buy it. This guy was CAA. So I told them all about that. But kidding aside, yeah, thank you for allowing me to have that experience, because it's an extraordinary story. Wherever I go, people ask me about it. It's amazing. So thank you for allowing me to have that.
You're welcome. And here's the thing. You get to relive it every time you tell it. Most people don't tell their good stories. Right? They don't go visit their evidence file and talk about the good things. That's one of the big hiccups that we have. It's why I encourage people to write down their evidence file, their 100 things of things they've done well, 1,000 things of things they've done well. You start to do that, there's a belief that starts to bubble up from inside of you. That's I'm not as goofy as everybody kept telling me I am. So you keep telling that story. The new conversation is, oh, AJ, who's been to the States a few times. So yeah, that's congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
well, we got to that conversation because we brought up a point of people having money in Serbia, and there's two types of people that have money in Serbia. Unfortunately, the first option is more, we've seen a lot more. It's more available, let's put it that way, which is people that they don't go out, they don't travel, they might not even have a passport. They just spend all their money and time here. They flex a lot. The whole point of their existence is for them to pull up in a €100,000 car in front of a restaurant so that everybody sees them or whatever. And I respect that. I mean, you do with your money whatever you're gonna do. It's your money.
Right. Yep.
I would never do that because the other part, or Paul Harvey rest of the story, is the second type of people that have money in Serbia, which they travel around Europe, around the world, etc. I've always had the most interesting conversations with people like that because we can talk shop, just like you say. So when I have a conversation with someone that travels often around Europe, Asia, Middle East, the United States, you understand that these people have a very, very much deeper impression about how things work and so on and so forth. So you see how other people live, you see what they talk about, what they think, how they talk, and so on and so forth. So when you come home in your base, you have a very different impression about how things work, and you start understanding, or you start just thinking about how could this guy even, because we have one of those guys that comes here often. The whole point of his existence is for someone to see him here with €100,000 car or whatever.
Yep.
And I said, that's fine, but did you ever do something else? Did you ever? No, I'm not interested in that. Because guess what? If he goes to Chicago or Dubai or Berlin or wherever, there's a lot more people with $100,000 cars and even $1 million cars and whatever.
Right.
So all of a sudden, he's not the guy. He's the guy here. He's not the guy over there. Right?
You call that big fish, little pond.
Yeah, exactly. He's a shark over here, but if he goes up there, nobody is gonna give 2 cents about him or whatever. And I said, but I love that because you go out there and you meet extraordinary people. And another thing I noticed so far, at least in my experience, everybody in the States I met that it turned out that they have a lot of money. They were just so chill about everything. I mean, they didn't, you wouldn't see. I met this one guy in Little Rock Airport. The guy was in sweatpants and a t-shirt. Turns out he works for this company in Switzerland, and he travels all around the world. And he has a ranch just like yours, about an hour away from Little Rock. He's kind of slowly stepping down at this point. Loads of money, loads of cash. Traveled around the globe 3 times over and out. I mean, just so very chill people. They don't really care about maybe putting themselves out there or whatever. They just live their life and that's it. That's another thing that I find very refreshing about it. So again, thank you for the experience I was allowed to share with you. And
none of it would have happened if you didn't go back for your passport the second time.
Yeah. I was this close, on the verge of being a little bitch,
A little punk.
And I'll see you next year. I'll see you next year. Then you said, get your shit together and go up there and get it. And I did get it. And so.
And the second one,
that
you prepared, and they're like, okay, good, we'll see you.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, I was preparing for a month. I did mock interviews. I hired this company to train me in an interview. I got all my answers straight up. I prepared for it for a couple of weeks before even scheduling another appointment. I came in there. I was ready to rock and roll. I had all my answers memorized verbatim, and then she just asked me, "So what are you going to do there?" And I said, "I'm going for a business mastermind." Okay, have fun. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Well, so that proves that when you're prepared, there's not a lot of chaos. Nobody needs chaos if you're prepared. It's the same thing in sales. It's why many times when you guys have conversations with me, you'll say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe, how do you make it so easy?" It's easy because I'm prepared. So I love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Gigi, I saw your hand up. I'm not sure if you had to get out of the car or go someplace. Just want you to know I saw your hand up, if you're still there. And it looks like she's gone. Okay. We will ask her tomorrow if she remembers her question. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's another fun day of conversations. Got to see an old friend on YouTube, Chadillac, Chad Williams, super stud. We go way back. Yeah. So thanks for these conversations. Thanks for these understandings. And here's the great news. What you heard today is what all of us are going through. Be aware of that the next time you have a conversation with somebody, that they're dealing with ick, right? They probably woke up in ick. They've got deep, dark secrets that they don't want nobody to know. And if you're a kind, loving, caring person, they're afraid they're going to be a little reserved. Yeah, but they seem just a little cold. It's because they got some big secrets that you were getting close to. And not that they would ever tell you, but their fear is that you were going to get close because you loved them. You were simply this kind, gentle person who wasn't intrigued by their money or by their status, by their title. You just you're a good human. And people don't know what to do when good humans show up. They literally don't. I can speak to this from personal experience for the last 3 decades of traveling the world. People don't know, they think good humans are out for something, because a lot of people are out for something. Yet when you're a good human, you're not out for something. You're out because you want to be a place where it can be a safe space. So enjoy your safe space. We'll see you all tomorrow. I'm your head brain training, brain scrambling. Make yourself a safe place misfit. I'll see y'all where?
At the
At the
next
next
event.
event.
Next event. Somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura
Pura vida. We love you, Mark. And some Lydia.
peace be with
Peace
us.
be with us.
Peace be with us all. And the queen of helping you find your space and place, Jessie Lee Ward.
Tossly,
Tossly.
Bosley, we love you, girl. And a little white fluffy.
gurgly,
Gurgly,
gurgly.
gurgly, gurgly.
All right, everybody, go enjoy yourself. Hey, Ruth, good to see you. Hope you're doing amazing. Thanks for
Yes.
getting up early. We'll see you all tomorrow, everybody.
Thank you.